And I want to welcome you all here to this beautiful summit. My name is Kira Polson, and I am the founder of Freedom House Publishing Co., which is a publishing house of sacred books. And it is my deepest honor that I get to be the publisher for Hollie Warnick and all of her magic. She has now published 3 books in the last 3, is it 3 or 4 months, Hollie? 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months time that they all popped out, like barely, but like, yeah, I'm going to call that. That's 3 months.
3 months. So I would love for you, Hollie, to show us your books. That way everyone here gets to see the books that you've brought through.
Okay. So this book is my first book that came out. This is a Hollie Would journal, and it actually came out because of my podcast. All of a sudden, before I knew what I was doing a podcast. I write for the local paper around here, and I was like, hey, I'll write about podcasts, and I'll write that I'm doing a podcast. So poof, a month later, I had to have a podcast. So I started recording, and I called it the Hollie Would Podcast. As you can see, my name and then Wood. So after I created that, the next thing that popped into my mind was I'm going to create a journal to go with this Hollie Would Podcast, because what I do in my podcast is I read from my journals on some of the episodes. I kind of share with you what goes on in my life and what has gone on in the past and how my journal has helped me. So I created this for you to go deeper with your journaling so that you can get to know yourself better, so you can get some healing from your journaling. There's different prompts in here. There's activities in here. There's even little coloring tidbits in here. You can decide what these pictures mean. You can create something more in them. But you can find this on Amazon, and oh my gosh, it was really fun to create, and I hope that you have fun creating with this too. If this calls to you, just grab it on Amazon, shoot me a message if you need any more information on that. And I think we'll have all the links in there that you can just click and get things easily, right? Okay, the other thing that kind of sort of fell in my lap, but was just all right around this time, was this wonderful, amazing book called Collaboration with Divine, A Sacred Communion. It is these women's, mine and these other women's, Akira's, sacred stories about how we connect to the divine, who the divine is for us, and kind of how we connect to the divine in ourselves. So this was a very fun process to create and change things internally for me. And even just the cover here is so gorgeous and designed beautifully to help change things for you guys. Hopefully my kids and husband in the background aren't too loud, because, you know, I'm a mom, I have a normal life, and not only do fun things come through, but I got fun things going on all the time. So I have a chapter in here where I talk about what my early experiences with God were like, how that occurred for me and how that's morphed, and how I'm opening up and I'm stopping my limits on God and stopping my limits on myself and letting myself expand. So I really recommend this. There's tons of other good stories in here that made me laugh, that made me cry, that were inspiring, that were healing for me. And there's even, bless Kira, there's even journaling in here too. So if you know me, you know I'm like an avid journaler. So get your journal on in all these different ways. This is also on Amazon. We're a bestseller with this book in many categories. So it was so fun to be a part of. And I'm going to plug Kira too. She does some amazing collaboration books. If you feel like you're a writer and you're not sure if you can get a whole book out, you've got to join one of these collaboration books. The next one that's coming out is about addiction, or maybe not the next one, but there is one in the process to come out about addiction. And I'm really excited about that one. So I'm not an author at this moment, but it's time to pick up my preschool. So we'll turn that alarm off. Anyway, so that's book 2 that came out. And for me, yes, it was a chapter. The third book, and the one that we're here to celebrate and talk about today, is the Dream Journey Journal, which is kind of a long title, so I shortened it for you. It's a DJJ. So you get to hang out with your DJJ and get your writing on. So you guys, if you've read through the book, if you've seen it, since you grabbed a copy, you probably know there's a lot of information in the beginning, just letting you know what, how you can use the book, the ways that you can fill it out. And there's the winky fun moon. So, you know, you can color that in if you want. I'm really a rainbow person, but I kind of, with dreams, I kept it to purple because I feel like that's our nighttime and that's that crown chakra activation. So I really wanted it to feel royal too. So I have this beautiful painting that I did on the cover, and that was really fun to create too. So as I'm speaking here, just keep thinking of questions you might have for me about maybe the cover, about how the process of doing the book, about your dreams, because maybe you saw in the email, maybe you saw me mention, I'm going to interpret someone's dreams. So think about, if you haven't written it down, a dream that you've had. In fact, sweet Denise, I've actually interpreted dreams with her. We've had like a whole session on it. It was really amazing stuff that came out of that and came out of her own mind, right? Like amazing healing comes from doing your dream work, because it is a work that you get to do. The other fun thing about this book is it comes in color, so you can get the color version, and then you can also get, if you need another one, you've already filled out your beautiful color one, you can grab not color version. So there's options. And hi, welcome, Amy. The really, really exciting thing today that is available on my website is there's now coursework for you. There is coursework to go with this wonderful book, where you get to work with me online. You get to do the book with me. I explain to you, I give you more tips and insights. I help you work through this book and help solve the mysteries that you find during the nighttime. To me, I have been remembering my dreams since I was a kid. They are my memories. They are my experiences. And they've been, looking at them and working with them has been transformational for me. So I wanted to share that with you, not only in a book, but if you're wanting to go deeper, if you want to work more with your dreams, I have a whole coursework now. So, and because you guys are here and you're part of this, I'm going to give you a discount. So I'll share a little more of that later when we're sending out links and stuff. And so I'm going to show you, you guys know what the log looks like. Let me show you one that I filled out. And I haven't, so here's my little log, and I've got my little picture. And the fun thing about filling this out is as I go to each section, it helps trigger more of my dreams for me, like more of my remembering. And again, I'm filling it out right when I wake up. So all of a sudden I started drawing this picture and, oh yeah, this happened. So I started drawing this other little scene from my dream. And you could even color. I'm maybe not that devoted, but maybe you are. And it helps trigger things for me and bring up more symbols that can create more healing. So yeah, you guys know the sections. If you look through this, is where you kind of write down what happened, what's gone on, your feelings in the dream, you sketch it, and then you can do your interpretation and analysis. So for me, I have this dream dictionary. I'm not, I don't think one or the other is any better, but just here's something that I use. I find that it doesn't always have what I want. And I find that sometimes the definitions that they prescribe are not necessarily the same definitions for me. So maybe there's spiders in here, and for them it's like, okay, spiders are about ambition. I'm like, okay, yeah, well, spiders, if they're scary for you, then that's a different interpretation in your dream. That's bringing you different information. Spiders aren't as scary for me, but if you throw a cockroach in my dream, I am gonna freak out because I don't like cockroaches. That's a whole other story. Oh my goodness. My daughter woke me up from a not so nice dream. I went to the sink and there was like a cockroach in there. My house is under construction. And those dreams were telling me something. They are bringing up our fears for us to help deal with. And you'll notice patterns with your dreams. I have a space for you to put what day of the week it was. So yes, the time of the year, but also was it a Saturday, a Sunday, a Monday? And if you're really creative, you can, or you really want to gather data, you can put what phase of the moon was this in. I know we just went through like that big eclipse, and that's when like that cockroach stuff was showing up. I'm like, ew, all my fears are right at the surface. So this is just another way for you to get healing. You can do it with a book. You can do it with my coursework. So the last section, there's interpretation, right? Analysis, that's where you get your dictionary out. And then this last one is just a healing process. And I kept it really simple in this book. But if you decide that the coursework is where you want to go, there's a deeper and more effective process in the coursework where you can really get some healing. You can really gain some traction with your dreams. This is fun. This is cute. You can give it to your higher power. You can throw it to the universal recycling bin, or you can put it in a black hole for transmutation. Those are the dreams you don't want to see again, right? If you recycle them, maybe you want to see them again. Maybe that trip to Florida was a really good dream. You can recycle that one. But again, in the coursework, there's a lot deeper places that we get to go. So I recommend that if you really like working with your dreams. I also recommend that if you want to start working with your dreams and find a healing process that is personal for you, because you get to tailor it. That's the thing with finding your symbols in your definitions. That gets to be tailored for you. And, you're creating your accounts in here. You're logging what's gone on for you. So, okay, I want to open it up to questions. So kinds of questions you can ask are about, what do I do in this section? Here's my dreams. What are some ideas and resources and different ways I can head to sleep? I know I have a whole process when I go to sleep, and I like to do oils and crystals, and I got to have my water, and everything has to, like, these are my blackout curtains, y'all. I got to have those, and I don't like noise. If you want to just share with me what your sleeping process is like, I just want to open that. And also remember, we're going to have a giveaway as well at the end. So actually, I'll share a little bit of that right now. So this is my Envision oil. So if you're familiar with Young Living, this is where that's from. And I sell it. There's, you can find your friends. There's lots of people with essential oils. But with this specific oil, I like to give it a little intention, help me remember my dreams tonight, help me see the visions. And then I do a dab on my finger, and I like to put it right on my temples. For me, that's a kind of an area that I one time knew more knowledge about, where it kind of expands that area and you've got some storage around there. So I'm like, yeah, help open me up and help me get to those other realms and places. If you choose, maybe you want to put it right here on your third eye. That's a cool place, right? Just watch out for your sensitivity to oils. If you like different smells, you can find that for you. Anyway, this is something that I'm going to do as a giveaway for those of you that have shown up today. So just a thank you, and have some more fun in your dream time. Okay, with that, do we have some questions, anything people want to share about your dream experiences, what goes on for you, or questions?
Hollie, congratulations. I just love you. She is so wonderful. She's a personal friend of mine. As I listen to you, it's like I really don't pay attention to my dreams, or I don't give myself permission to. So this dream journal, like in the morning, sometimes I have more profound dreams, and other times I'm like, I wake up tired, as like I was busy or something. But do you recommend writing when you wake up to remember your dreams?
Yeah, so immediately when you wake up, I like to thank myself for having the dream, or thank God, or thank the dream for showing up. So first, when you have gratitude, it reinserts and magnetizes that thing to you, kind of law of attraction, right? So I do a thank you. That can be as long or as quick as you like. The quicker, probably the better, because what you want to do is get all those things that you saw that you're remembering straight into your journal. The sooner and quicker you do it, the better, because you're in that in-between stage. You're kind of in both realms, one foot in each realm, the dream realm and this realm. And so as you start writing down, you'll be able to pull more of that through. And the more you get on the paper, the more opportunity you have for healing, for inspiration. Because your dreams aren't all about healing, right? Sometimes they're just there to inspire you. You get to be the witness of these cool things. Sometimes you get visitations, family members come in, or your spiritual team can come in and give you knowledge, information, or just love on you. So the sooner you're writing all that down, the more you can take from the dream realm and bring it to this realm.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're asleep at night, right? We think, oh, my body's resting, things are peaceful and calm, but you might wake up tired because dang, you are busy at night. Things are happening, whether you remember or not, things are going on. But when you set that intention, that's really key, to say, this is what I want to dream about. These are the answers that I'd like. You go to bed with that intention, and you wake up in the morning and say, thank you, thank you, thank you to me, to my higher power, to my dreams. And then you can even thank your book. Thanks for recording for me. But as you create those intentions, that ceremony around it, it reinforces the energetic pathways within your own brain and within the world, right? So yeah, right away in the morning. That's my sum up of that. Thumbs up. Any other questions, thoughts, or shares that anybody has?
I would love to know if anybody in this group has been using the journal, what your experience has been. As I've used this journal, I've noticed that my dreams have been way more like potent, right? Where it's like not just every now and then, it's like every day I wake up and I'm like, whoa, I remember my dreams. And it wasn't like that until I started working through this. So I would love to hear, is there anybody who has been using the dream journal and what your experiences have been? I feel like there's a few on here that have been. I don't know if they're able to share right now.
Yeah.
So if people are still, maybe they're not in the right place to share, I think what I want to share, what I think is really powerful about this, Hollie, is how you really set this up for people right here where it says before you begin. And I love that you like teach people like, here's your checklist on bedtime hygiene. Like, it's just like the wording that you use is so genius. And it's like comfortable temperature, drink some water, maybe do some breath work, get into a cozy, space, turn off electronics. What you're really doing is you're teaching people to be like really intentional about a sacred bedtime. Where I would say nowadays for most humans, it's like phone, close your eyes and go to sleep. And you're breaking that cycle by teaching people how to have a healthy sleep routine. So I just really want to acknowledge you, Hollie. I think that's really beautiful what you brought through.
Thank you. I feel like this is a way to further love yourself. I think that self-love is really important. And for me, this has been a way to show that I care about myself, that I care what's going on for me, because, I have always had so many dreams that I remember, and it's easy to just kind of brush them off and be like, I don't know why I'm having that dream. I don't know what that's about. Leave me alone dreams. Like I've said that sometimes in my life, like, I don't need to know that. Leave it alone. I'm not sure what this is about. But really, the self-love of like, okay, that's what's going on for me. This is my life's experience. Instead of rejecting this, I'm going to accept it. And I'm going to bring it into the light, because you're dreaming this stuff because it needs and wants to be brought to the light. So this is your way to honor it, to bring it to the light, to acknowledge that. Like, that's really key. And again, you learn more about that in the coursework that I have to offer. It's like, you see why the intention is important. You see why the bedtime hygiene is important, and how it is that you're empowering yourself and showing love yourself. Who thought that dreams were that key, integral, and important, right? But honestly, girls, because there's girls here, right? It is 50% of our life, right? In general, like, you're sleeping like maybe not half. Okay, I don't know the right, but for me, it's like 50-50 in my mind. That's how much time we're spending in the sleep state. So why not honor what's going on in there and shed some light on it and acknowledge that it is a huge chunk of our lives. So yeah, this is my nod to our visions and dreams in the night world. So thank you. Sometimes I don't always like it, but it's there for a reason. It's there to show me something. So yeah.
I love that. I also really think what's powerful is in all ancient texts, right? Like the ancient scriptures, how many of these prophets that were in the ancient texts were shown their visions while they slept. So like, you're bringing this to light of like, this is like prime time divine receiving. And you're helping us see that. So I just really love that. I feel like, is there someone who is about to share that unmuted that wants to share either your experience with this book or your experience with dreams? I feel like I heard someone unmute.
I have some questions.
Yeah, please.
Because this is a new process for me. I'm going to be honest with you. You're exactly right in terms of it's half of our life. And yet I really don't think much about it other than I don't get enough of it. Because, I'm in that phase of life where I have some sleep interruptions I'm going through menopause. And so I don't sleep all the way through like I used to. And that's fine. We're changing that. But I really started to this has brought up so many thoughts and questions. Like, could part of my healing be through my dreams as well? Because I've healed a lot of my trauma, the things that I've experienced in the waking hours. But it's interesting because my life is pretty overall happy, and I mean, for the most part, I'm human. 20%,
Right.
I have bad days. 80%, I have fabulous days. But my dreams are so stressful. Like, they're so stressful. And
Okay.
so I just keep going. And I don't remember the exact, like, I don't wake up and go, oh, maybe I will if I do it first thing in the morning, like you shared. I'm going to try that. I've got your book on order. It's coming. And so perhaps I'll remember it differently if I just journal first thing in the morning. But I keep thinking, okay, if my dreams are that stressful, there's got to be a reason. That's what I would assume.
Yeah.
And so I have two questions for you. Does your book answer the question of how to help heal yourself through those dreams and through the messages that you're getting? Or perhaps maybe you could share some tips and tips and tricks now. And then the second question is, can you change your dreams? Can you be intentional with your dreams? So those are the questions I have.
I love that. I love that question. You are going to enjoy the book so much when you get it because it has some of that information for you. There's the different types of dreams that you have. Some of them are actual experiences. Some of them are prophetic. Some of them are, you can do lucid dreaming, where that's where you wake up in the dream, or excuse me, you realize that you're dreaming, and then you can insert some kind of control on the dream. Say, you know what,
Okay.
I want to now, which, that takes some intention and practice as well. So the book invites you to have intentions. It invites you to ask questions to your dreams. And that's what will end up changing your dreams. And if you get stuck in a dream that keeps recurring, you have the same, I'm always getting chased by a tornado, there's a pattern there for you. There's a lesson there. There's something to look at. Maybe it is, I'm terrified of tornadoes or tomatoes. Anyway, but maybe there's a deeper context to that. What's actually the tornado? Is that nagging thought in my mind about how I'll never get enough done? Like, what's the tornado for you? So yeah, sometimes that's why I'm inviting that you get a dictionary, a dream dictionary to analyze your dreams. But I'm also inviting you to say, what do those symbols mean for me? If I see pink a lot in my dream, what's pink to me? Is that like my favorite childhood color? Or is that a nauseating color? Kind of pay attention to all the different things you're seeing. Because again, they are messages for you. As you set that intention, the dreams will make changes. If you want to meet grandpa in your dreams, you can set that intention. If you have a question about work, like, I need to get this project done, what's my next step? What step would be my highest and greatest good? You set that intention as you're going to sleep, that's what gets to come into your dreams. Are you going to understand it every time? Maybe not, but that's why you write your dreams, because you build that process and that trust that you show up for yourself. So I get really into it in the coursework that I have. So thank you for asking those questions. Like, that's some of the offering that's in there. There's a big healing process in there that will help you process out those dreams. Once you find that pattern, you can do it with a kind of like a one-off. If you have one dream, like, oh my gosh, I had a dream where a wolf was chasing me, and you can work with that dream in a one-off. But if you have a pattern where there's always an animal chasing me, or there's, I would see wolves in my dream. What are the wolves meaning to you? And you can do that separate healing for like the series of dreams. And then you may notice, oh, that dream doesn't show up anymore. Or if that dream shows up, I have power in my dream. I know what to do. So years ago when I'd have like kind of nightmares, and I would wake myself up singing primary songs from my Sunday school experience. And like that for me was a really strong place to go. For me, there was always a higher power that I could call on as well. So in my dreams, I would bring that in and say, Jesus, help me. And for me, that came through. And so you kind of find your allies in your dream, and you find the things that scare you. And the things that scare you in your dream are really just bits and pieces that are reflecting what's inside you that need healing. So this is why, yes, I totally recommend this, not just for your fun and entertainment and to get messages, but for me, the really big emphasis is about healing. So if that's not what you're looking for out of dreams, like have fun, like entertaining yourself, getting inspiration and creative juices flowing, because dreams are wonderful for that too. You can create relationships with your dreams where it's a give and take that's more light, happy, and airy. It doesn't have to be, oh my gosh, I'm always scared in my dreams. I have to solve this issue. It can just be a time to play, but you acknowledging it, you get to claim it. You get to kind of like take control in that way, where it's like, all right, I'm going to participate more fully. I'm not like, victim here where my dreams are just happening to me. I have a say so in what goes on. And again, that's that intention and question that you ask before you head into dream time. So,
thank you so much.
Okay, great. And I see that Dana joined, so welcome. And Joyce, thank you.
Yes, and anyone who joins, if you guys can just hit mute on your little microphone next to your name, that will help keep the sound quiet, just so that those who are getting time with Hollie, it's nice and clean. I love I just am so excited to even dive deeper. I would love, as we're at the halfway mark of this summit, who in this moment would love to have a dream interpreted? Because that's, I think, going to be really magical. And I know it's super vulnerable, but also like really, really powerful to be able to be in this space with all these beautiful women and have Hollie kind of guide you through interpreting your dream. Does anyone in here have a dream they would love to share?
Yeah, I know it's vulnerable, so.
I will.
Okay, thank you for volunteering. That's brave. Let's bring it in the light.
Okay. First of all, you look amazing, Hollie. It's good to see you. I love your voice. It's beautiful. Okay, so this is what I wrote down. This is last week. Okay. First of all, I do not thoroughly appreciate Halloween or go on any like mazes or scary rides, or like even some things at Disneyland, like the scary ghost ride, not my favorite.
Yeah.
But anyway, so in my dream, there was like a drive-through, I don't know, scary thing. And there was monsters. I'd already been through it before and I didn't want to do it again. But my brother was like, no, we're doing it again. And then all of a sudden my husband and I are at the trunk and we're making chicken parmesan, and we ate it, but we weren't sure that we wanted to. And then my dad needed help and he was severely crippled. Then we went to the movies, and then we drove. I actually can't read what the rest says, but.
Okay, so that's what happened in the dream.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a couple of different scenes, right? And it's funny, you'll notice that your mind will make that jump from scene to scene. And yeah, I got to the trunk, we walked there. So our mind sometimes like makes up connections for these dreams. So my first instincts and thoughts are, this ride that you're going on that you've been on before sounds a little bit like life to me. Like, oh, I'm doing a life here. Like, oh, I came to Earth. I'm like, oh, I'm doing this. And your brother's like, come on, you got this. Come on, Randa. So that's a thought. You could tell me if that resonates for you, and we can look more into the symbolism. The other thing that I kind of heard right away was, do you have the gift to kind of see through the veil, to understand and acknowledge spirits around you? Is that so?
Yes, that is so.
Okay, but does it come across as scary most of the time?
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes.
All right.
I actually had a dream. maybe I'm supposed to talk about this at
Yeah, go ahead. We'll shift. We'll jump over.
the retreat in Zion with Kira and Amanda last weekend. And I went to bed and there was a woman in the room and she was putting snakes in my bed.
Rude.
And yeah, and they were like moving around. Literally, I felt like I woke up and I felt the bed moving, but it wasn't. Anyway, I didn't stop to ask if this was someone I was supposed to talk to. I just kind of cast it out because it freaked me out.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay. So you look at Randa's really empowered. She's like got some tools where she'd say, nope, I'm not having that. So I want to note that too. You can cast out your dreams. If you're not interested, you can set those aside. So, okay. Thank you for bringing up that dream because that does feel like where we're supposed to go with this. So the lady that showed up in the room, let's see. So you're not asleep yet. Is that accurate? Or this is
I was asleep.
Okay.
And at the same time, I was listening to like a meditation going to sleep. At the same time, I heard Kira's voice like say my name really loud. Because we were in the same house.
Wow.
Anyway, so I don't know what all this means, but it freaked me out.
Okay. All right. So thank you for acknowledging like your feelings about it, what happened, and like your reaction to that. So, okay. So what I do with dreams is I kind of not compartmentalize, but kind of break them up to like the symbols and the different things that happen. So the events and the symbols. So let's look at the lady who showed up. Did she have a specific face? Did she have a specific demeanor or color that she was wearing? Anything you remember that stood out?
She seemed kind of like dark.
Okay.
Which
So,
is why I assumed like, oh, this is a dark being and someone I don't want to have in my presence. Plus
right.
snakes.
What's that? Oh, plus snakes, right? So for you, snakes are not a friendly type of animal. They are a different type of animal. Okay, slithery, gross. See, that's important with the definitions. So for some people, snakes might mean, I don't know, life, or, because the snake on the staff with Moses and with the health community, right? Like, So symbols are different, but for you, snakes are something yucky to squirm away from, to run away from, and to get out. So, okay, let's go back to this lady that you saw in there. So was this lady any reflection or representation of some internal part of you, Randa?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So what I like to do with my work is I do muscle testing. So let's do some muscle testing with it.
Okay.
If you just give me a yes or no on that question, then I can test it over here and get a good calibration. So Randa, is that person that showed up in the night in your dream, was that person any part of you? Was she any, well, let's ask it this way. Was she non-system, not you?
No.
Okay, that does hold true. Was she a system wounded part of you?
Yes.
Okay, that does hold true. So is this the part of you that you've kind of shunned and set aside and decided to ignore?
Yes.
Okay. Did she have gifts to bring you?
Yes.
Okay, that holds true. Were the gifts these snakes that she brought?
Yes.
That one doesn't hold true. So let's see. Let's shift over and get a little intel on the snakes. So the snakes that she was pouring into your bed, right? She was like putting them in there for you? Okay. Did they represent something besides snakes?
Yes.
Okay. Are they specific entities, these snakes?
Yes.
Okay, that doesn't hold true. So the snakes representing like something, maybe a life event or a type of emotion or energy. So
that's what I hear is like emotion or not emotion, but in motion or a movement of some kind.
Okay, a movement of some kind. Meaning, can you explain that a little more to me?
Like maybe like moving on from something.
Oh, as you say that, like that holds true. So the snakes are there. She's giving those to you so that you can move on from something.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you to move on towards something?
Yes.
Okay, so there's no one that was so from something. So this is a little bit more of like getting away. But the snakes were provided to help you heal?
Yes.
Well, that says no, but that's what they end up doing, right? It's just like, here's these snakes and things that are going to scare you, that get you to skedaddle from what's going on. So this kind of darker wounded part that showed up, is she in need of some healing?
Yes.
Okay, that holds true. And she brought you the snakes to help you know that she's running from something?
Yes.
Okay, that was a jump, but that held true. Okay. So are you running from your gifts?
Yes.
That holds true. Does that resonate for you though? Like what does your mind say when like, oh?
I guess, yeah, I do tend to shy away from like my seeing abilities, and I don't really talk about them because it sounds weird.
Okay. Well, welcome to the Weird Club, because that's where I live.
I know I'm amongst good company, but in
Right.
like in the worldly world, like it's not something that I share very often.
Well, thank you for being vulnerable with us, because that was kind of the first thing I heard is you're talking about ghosts. I'm like, oh, well, then she has that gift. Clearly, you get to like see and hear people through the veil. And okay, so is this part that is like kind of covered in darkness? Is she holding that gift for you, like keeping it back?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it seems like she has another purpose. She holding trauma for you?
Yes.
Okay, that holds true. It is the trauma surrounding your gift and having used that gift.
Yes.
Okay, that holds true. Does that resonate for you? Does anything come to mind?
I can't think like a specific scenario, but just maybe having a scary moment where it's like, oh, or moments when I've seen dark spirits and I just kind of shoved it down because I got tired of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the dark. Can I just please stay in the light?
Right. Oh, okay. So would it be in your best interest to kind of do some work with this dark part?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do some visualization here, because this is kind of part of what you can do with the journal. I have that healing section. It says spend a moment reenacting, reimagining, or rewriting your dream. So let's kind of take a moment and let's visit with that lady. And if you want to invite your spiritual team, your higher power, if you want all of us to join, whoever's comfortable, I'm with you, Randa. Like I'm clear that like I'm bringing light and truth to this situation. If you kind of want it in your mind's eye, get present to her. If you need her like to be in a nice circle shield of light and truth, you can do that. But then I'm going to ask you to invite your spiritual team to give her some light. You might give her like a pitcher, a drink of light and truth. You might give her a spoonful of sugar, light and truth, right? Invite her to take a little light and truth in, some love. If you want to send butterflies to her. And this is for all of you guys. If you have some scary image that shows up for you, maybe that's why you're not remembering your dreams. You're like, I don't want to know, but those are your gifts. So you can take some imagery that you have that is upsetting to you. Maybe I'll take the cockroaches, right? Like I'm going to send them some light and truth. Okay. Like they came to show me something. So Randa, have you invited her to partake of some light and truth at all?
Yes.
Okay. And so let's say, okay, well, in this process now, you can do this later, but let's invite her to share any message she has for you right now. Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, while she does that, we're just kind of breathe. And if you're willing, you can send her some love energy, or you can just kind of stay in your place, hands over your heart. Nice breathing. Breathing always helps, right? Breathing and receiving. Inspiration and expiration. Kind of dying to the old on that expiration. And if there's messages for you to have come in right now, you are welcome to do that as well. And even those who are going to watch this later, this is a healing process for you. And Randa, did she give you some information?
Yeah, it's like she came to shield me from this gift.
Okay.
But in so doing, she held on to all of the like scariness of it. And she's just waiting for me to step into using that gift again.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
And so, yeah. And then I can release her.
Okay. And so, so you can communicate with her too and just let her know, okay, here's the time and a place that I want to work with you on that, whether it's in your dreams or whether right after this call, this summit, you do some healing, it's up to you. But if you can kind of set intention and make a word with her, like I don't want to say contract, but like give her your word, like we're going to address this and let's do it as a team. And here are the borders, the parameters, because women, you guys have this gift, this power to set the boundaries, the intentions, the parameters around the work that you're doing. So just know that too, that what you say goes. So yeah, if you're having an image that you're working with, you can either kind of dissolve it now with some light and love and receive the message that it has for you. Or if you need to set aside some time to work with this later, say, okay, well, you're welcome to show up in my dream to work, or I am going to set aside 10 minutes to do a little meditation, breath work around you. And if you need some help with that, you can reach out to me as well. But okay, Randa, does that feel like for this particular part, some completion?
Yeah. Yep, it does. Thank you.
Beautiful. So as you guys come up with these images, if you're feeling some stuckness, I do recommend that you get that coursework that I've just created, and we'll have the link for you. And then you can really work with that imagery that comes through. So, okay, thank you for being brave and volunteering. That's when our dark stuff comes out, it's surprising sometimes. It's like, oh, wait, that's me. I don't necessarily have to be afraid of that. Like, that's some part of me that it wasn't safe to allow out for whatever reason. So now it's okay. Let's dust it off. Let's clean it. And now it can like fully participate with me. That's what I wanted to do with this. Like, let's dust off our dreams. Let's dust off the nighttime and invite the nighttime dreaming and visions to participate in our daytime life. Like, I'm up for healing anytime, anywhere, any place. Like, that's how I roll. I like to heal, right? So, okay, again, thank you so much, Randa. That was impressive. So thank you for doing that. And
Brad,
yeah.
I'm just like so honored. How lucky are we that we all got to be a part of that? Randa, thank you for being so vulnerable and open. And Hollie, thank you for sharing your magical gifts. One thing I know about you, Hollie, is that you are magic. You're magic in everything you create. And this was so beautiful. So we're going to have Claire. She's going to put the links in the chat right now. Claire is our publishing specialist at Freedom House. She is who every author works with. She's going to put all the links in the chat, which is like the link to your podcast, definitely the link to this course. This course sounds absolutely amazing. I am so excited about this course. I'm so excited to get this course and really like dive deeper into this realm that like no one really teaches about. I find it really interesting as you're doing all this work, Hollie. It's like, how has no one taught about this? Like, at least in my world, like this is really beautiful. So I'm just really excited that you brought this to life. We've got about 15 minutes left. So if there's anyone else that has a question that would love to talk to Hollie or share something, we're going to hold that space. We are going to close this summit at the 12 o'clock Arizona time. So let's hold that space. Is there anyone else that would love to share, maybe share what you've just experienced going through that with Randa, or have questions for Hollie? And then Claire just put the links in the chat. So head over to our chat and you can just get all the links directly to all the amazing things that Hollie has created.
I have a question. This is Debbie. I was driving, but I finally am not driving anymore. So when I was younger, I used to have this neighbor and we used to have the exact same dream. It was, we were falling and you just kept falling, falling, falling. And we both would experience when we would wake up that neither one of us, you couldn't move for the first few minutes, almost like a sleep paralysis. He passed away, and I've not ever had that dream again.
Interesting. You guys are pretty close, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So, let me ask you some questions. Is there healing around this dream for you now?
I hadn't really thought much about it, only because it hasn't happened in so long. Like I said, since he passed away, I've not had the dream once. But it was a very scary dream, because it was just like we were falling into this dark hole and not reaching the bottom. Like we just kept falling, and just never reached the bottom. But I've not had that dream since he passed away.
Interesting. Maybe he took that with him. So, when you had that dream, how did you feel when you woke up?
I was very scared.
Okay, so it was like a place of fear. It wasn't like, hey, I'm going to be okay. I woke up into the real world, and so I'm good now. It's like, oh gosh, like where's that hole out? I know it's around somewhere. Okay,
Yes.
So I'm thinking, so you don't have that dream anymore. It's okay. So I feel like somehow you were on that journey with that friend. Like you were kind of maybe the witness, but also like the kind of the hand holder for him to experience that dream. And it was just like, you got to experience that while he was here. And now that he's moved on to the other plane, it's like he's having the experience there. So I'm going to invite you to set an intention as you go to sleep tonight to have that friend show up and say, let's resolve that dream. Like, I don't know, maybe, or he can tell you, hey, I resolved it on the other side. All is well. But you know what, for our part, let's do this over here. Let's imagine that pit that you said that you might fall into, or that you were falling into, that doesn't have an end. So let's do this. If you want, you to close your eyes, but take a nice deep breath. And what you're going to do is you're going to imagine the fluffiest, the sweetest, the cutest little stuffed animals, pillows, blankets, all lit up with your favorite colors. Maybe they're all pink or green or purple, whichever your favorite color is. And put them down at the bottom of the pit, because there is a bottom now. Is this working for you, Debbie?
Yeah.
That imagery? Okay, so put that down there. And if your friend had a favorite soda, or if he had a favorite TV show, or if he had some kind of favorite, put that down there too. And just be like, look, it's our hangout room. We can come down here and hang out. And if you allow yourself to float to the bottom and be in that room, and then just watch the walls of this kind of pit, or maybe, I don't know, to me, it was like a tornado-ish thing. I guess I got that going on today. But imagine those walls just slowly dissolving until you're on, like, they're all on the same level. It's a plateau, it's open. There's no up or down walls. It's all just the same plane. And just notice the light that was in that little area with the blankets and the pillows and the soft stuff. Just notice that that's spreading out. And oh my gosh, you're in a field of light. And maybe there's grass around, or there's a few trees, there's birds in the air. Hear those beautiful noises. Maybe there's a waterfall in the distance. Maybe there's some fun clouds up in the sky. And if you really want, Debbie, why don't you imagine your friend right there and be like, look, I got your favorite.
He's already here. He's already here smiling at me.
Okay, hold his hand and be like, I found you. I got you. And if you will ask him now, Debbie, do you have any messages for me? And you don't have to share those, but just receive that. So as she's doing that, just think on what is your pit of despair and rearrange that. Set some new imagery in there. You have the power in the daytime to shift what goes on in the nighttime. That's why we want to bring it to the surface. That's why we want to acknowledge it, so that you get to have power over it. Beautiful, beautiful work can be done with dreams. Thank you for bringing this to the table, Debbie. I love it.
Thank you.
All right, did he give you that full message?
Yeah.
Woohoo! Did you tell him, I'll see you later in the dreams, let's go ride these hot rods or whatever you guys like doing?
Yeah. That was emotional. So
yeah, look at what powerful stuff comes through when we're not even trying, right? Like that was during dreams, and here we get to do something. So I just want to empower each of you to work through that, to bring those to the surface in the dream journal, and create your own healing. And I'm here to reach out to if you have like questions, if you want a little guidance. And I have that coursework. So if you can't get a hold of me, you've got the coursework that you can go through, and it's still with me. So yeah, I do see that Claire put all the links in the chat. If you haven't been able to see those, please like unmute and let us know so that we can get you those links. And hopefully we can have a follow-up email with those links as well for those.
We'll send this recording. We'll get this recording. We'll put it in a link. I'll send it out to everybody who's here, as well as all of the links that you have. And I just want to I want to just pump up Hollie here. There's very few people that I work one-on-one with. Hollie is one that I got to work one-on-one in my coaching program. So I feel like I can speak super honestly about Hollie. She is so gifted. I watched Hollie she's such a highly gifted, you can see it here watching you, but I'm just like a witness to who you are, your gifts. Hollie's also a practitioner. So she does one-on-one healing sessions and has an amazing program that people can work with her mentorship style. So there's a lot of ways for I'm going to invite all of you that if this like woke something up in your heart, I'm like already like, oh my gosh, I have like 3 dreams that came to me this week. I'm like, I got to call you. We got to set something up. Yes. I want to work through them. There's just like, there's so much that you guys can gain from working with Hollie. So if you can get it from the chat, otherwise you'll get an email out today. As we close up, Hollie, I'm going to let you know, we picked a winner for your oil. So that's the winner of the oil is Wendy. So Wendy is the winner of the oil. Yes. Okay. Very excited. So we'll connect you two together. You can get her that oil. And like you said, everyone, you all get you get a huge discount off of your digital course. Yeah. How long is that discount gonna last?
I have got it for the next week. And yeah, so for the next week, you get half off. So that's pretty amazing. If you happen to share this with someone and they get our link from this, like good for them. So it does last for the next week. And again, it's in the chat and it'll come in the email. So just click on the link to buy, add your coupon code, and you're in. And then we can keep going on this dream journey together.
So magical. Well, I just want to thank you, Hollie, for bringing this work through. I really want to acknowledge you because it's not always easy to bring really powerful content to the world. We have to face our shadows, and you have fought things that came in that wanted to stop this. And instead you triumphed and you just stood in your courage. And I honor you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for bringing such beautiful, powerful work to the world.
Oh my goodness. That really touches my heart. I got watery eyes, guys. And I want each of you to know, like, I'm just like you. Like I don't know if you can hear my family in the background. Like I got tape on my wall. My house is under construction. This stuff can happen while you're in the turmoil, while things seem to be haywire. Like there's no perfect way to do it. I'm not extra special. You're as special as I am. You're your own special, right? And so if I can do this, you can do this. And if you need someone to help you, I'm absolutely available. There's other healers on this call. I know healers. You're your own healer. If you need guidance, that's what this is for. That's what I'm here for. And good luck on your journeys, everyone. Let me know how you're doing. Reach out and share. And let's do this together, right? Let's do it together.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Hollie, is there one last thing you want to send everyone off as we complete this beautiful, magical summit?
Yes, I would like to. So I do kind of say this as a closing on my podcast, and I've just today realized I knew there was a piece of it missing because I'd speak it, and I'm like, oh, there's more, and I don't know the words that are more, and so I just kind of leave it hanging. But I got the rest of the phrase today. So usually how I end my podcast is this: love yourself forward, backwards, inside, and out. Okay, so that's meaning like love all of yourself. And then the rest of the phrase has finally come through. I didn't realize I had written it in here. So let me say it again. Love yourself forward, backwards, inside, and out, because you are the unfolding of the universe. And that was the piece that came through. To me, that feels really great. If that resonates, I hope it does. Try it on if you feel like, well, I don't know, but you are the unfolding of the universe. Woohoo! I got a little heart over there too. That is what I want to leave you with. And there's that mantras in here too. So, devour your book, ladies. There's a lot in there. It might seem simple, like, oh, I just throw my dreams in there. No, there's a lot of content. So enjoy, love you, love yourself. You're the unfolding of the universe.
Thank you. Thank you, Hollie. Thank you, everyone, for spending this hour with us. I'll be sending this recording out to you all with all the links. I hope your day is full of magic and miracles and light. And we will see you when we see you. All right. See ya.
Bye.